from my daily walk, and while I was walking, I kind of got to thinking about something and I wanted to share it. So because we're on quarantine, a lot more people are out walking than normal. The weather's been beautiful, and so I get out every day and go for a walk. And while I'm walking, I play around with postures and the way I move and whatnot. And I always notice when the season first starts to get a little warmer and I get out for walks, my posture in walking isn't so great because my body's not used to walking and being in that movement in that position very much. So I have to play with it a little bit and I have to train myself. And one of the things that I notice, and a lot of people do it, and it's in part because we sit so much, because we're not so used to walking, and because it's habits through our body, and we tend to, and it's a word I don't love using, but it's the way to put it, is we dump into our weaknesses. So a lot of people, to start when they walk, stand a bit like this. And they walk like this. And there's no strength or structure in their body at that moment. So while you're walking and you're moving momentum, you're strengthening your body to be in this position. Head forward, shoulders forward, knuckles forward. And I have very sadly, and it's a little judgmental, but I call it the Neanderthal walk, because that's what it reminds me of. Early man trudging forward. The problem with that too is when you're walking, because you're standing a little bit more like this, and you're dumping some of your weight into your weaknesses, a lot of time your weight while you're walking goes into your low back here, and you're just propelling yourself forward. You're taking bigger steps, and you're pushing and you're taking the steps off from your low back. So you're putting a lot of weight into your shoulders, and you're putting a lot of weight into your low back. And that's when I get people, and I used to hear it all the time, and I still hear it all the time when we're at the clinic, is that they started walking to get some more exercise, but it makes them feel worse because they're putting all of their weight into those spots where they already have weakness. So one of the things I practice when I start walking in the season is imagining myself taller. Literally lengthening through my spine just to imagine myself taller while I walk. And just simply imagining yourself taller, you start to become taller. Your spine lengthens out. And when your spine starts to lengthen out and all those muscles in your back hold you taller, your pelvis tilts. And it finds itself in a more proper position. Your shoulders roll back, which means no more of this. And now your thumbs are forward and your arms are in a more neutral position. This means rolled forward. This means open chest, shoulders sitting in their sockets properly. Pelvic is tilted. You're imagining yourself nice and tall. And oddly enough, when you start to do that, your steps become a little smaller and you lead through your legs with your hip muscles and your glute muscles, and your core is strengthened, so you're not leading with your back anymore or your shoulders. You're not walking in that forward momentum. You're walking upright. The whole time you're walking, you're imagining yourself lighter and taller, and in doing that, you don't trudge. You're not swinging and walking awkwardly. You're not hitting the ground with so much momentum with your feet. Because you're lengthening your body, you actually are making yourself lighter. You're lifting yourself a little bit more away from the ground. You're fighting gravity a little bit, and your body moves a little smoother. Now, if you're not thinking about it while you're walking, you will just start out nice and tall, and you'll just start to slump and walk. And you do have to keep conscious and think about it. But after a while, handful of walks, depending on how long your walks are, your body will just know that, oh, it's time to stand like this, and it will just naturally propel itself through that motion because you have strengthened your hips, your pelvis, your glutes, your muscles that surround your spine, your shoulders and your neck, and your body will propel itself more naturally, and you'll end up with less low back pain, less foot, knee, hip, neck, shoulder pain all over, and your body will move, move a little smoother through those walks. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your time outside. Get some fresh air. Be safe. Have a great day.